Hi everyone, it is Saturday morning. Welcome to yoga. I'm trying to get my camera right here. We are going to be doing a class this morning. I've been doing a lot of bike riding, so my focus today will be some twisting, some low back, some quadriceps, anything that really felt sore for me personally after biking. So I know a lot of us have been doing what we can to stay fit, whether that's doing these videos at home, which are awesome, or getting out, walking, hiking, biking, things like that. So this is a great sequence to do after you've been for a bike ride or a hike or a nice walk with a friend, 6 feet apart. Anyway, so we'll get started. We'll start down on our mats. Come on down into Child's Pose. So we'll bring our knees nice and wide apart. Reach your hands way out in front of you and let the hips settle back towards your heels. So just go ahead and take a few deep breaths as you are. Knees are nice and wide to allow the ribs to expand fully as you inhale and retract fully as you exhale. Good. So allow those, the hips to come way back towards your heels, nice and heavy to kind of take some strain off of the low back. Good. And make sure the shoulders feel comfortable here. You don't want to be kind of reaching too far forward, so just allow your elbows to relax down on the floor. Nice and wide with the hands to create space in the shoulders. And then on the next inhale, we'll just come on up to the forearms just to give yourself a little bit of space and release the fingers and just kind of rock from side to side, allowing some space to come into the shoulders, lean to the right and lean to the left. And then just a couple of circles around your spine a little bit, tuck your chin. Coming forward, maybe off of the legs a little bit, come off to the right, and then take it in one other direction. And then we'll go ahead and reach your hands once again forward. Let's take the hands around toward the right side. We're going to press that left hip way back to find some space in the left low back. Try to drop down through the right shoulder. That left hand, if you'd like, can walk a little closer toward the right hand. And then really press into the hands to press that left hip back. And on the next inhale, we'll come to center and all the way toward the left. Kind of push into the hands, allow that right hip to settle way back. And if you can, relax the head down. Right hand can travel over toward left hand. Good. Hi, Jackie. And then slowly come back into center. We're going to round our way up, coming into a tabletop, knees under the hips. Start to allow the belly to drop as you look up. Take a nice deep breath in, let the hips lift. And then as you exhale, round your spine. Curl the tailbone, push into the hands, really round the spine. And doing this a few times. Follow your own cycle of breath. Long inhales, long exhales. And there might be a pause at the top of the breath as you fill the lungs. Notice what it's like to fill up, and as you exhale, the bottom of the breath, notice what it's like to empty. And then one more round. Inhaling, exhaling. And then as you come to center, toes will come together once again, knees will come wide, and we're going to flow back and forth. So we're going to come all the way back, hips towards your heels. And then as you round your spine, let the hips come down slightly, and then we'll come back. And then forward. If your hips want to come a little further, let the feet lift, let the elbows soften here. So you don't want to lock out the arms. Exhale, come back. So we'll do that twice more. And as you come forward, see if you can really squeeze the shoulder blades together, elbows in toward the ribs. One more time as you exhale, come back. This time, as you come forward, we're going to come all the way down onto the belly. Stack your hands underneath your forehead. Bend the knees and just allow the feet to kind of flop from side to side. You can circle out through the ankles here. You can make big circles with the legs. Just let the hips rock from side to side. And then we're going to stretch the legs long. Bring the elbows right underneath the shoulders. So you're going to grab opposite elbows to make sure you have that proper alignment. Tops of the feet are touching, and then the hands can come forward. We're going to roll the shoulders back, so push into the hands. Let the kind of chin be neutral, so we're going to look forward. Now squeeze the shoulder blades down onto your back. It's like you want to be hugging your hands and elbows back, and almost like you want to creep the hips forward slightly. And then we're going to drop the right shoulder. Just Just give a glance back towards your left toes. Inhale to center and to the other side. One more to the left. And then one more to the right. And then coming to center, push into the hands, let the elbows lift, and once again go wide. We're going to rest our right cheek down on the mat. Right hand extends out, shoulder height. Come to the fingertips and kind of walk the hand out slightly. Rest the head, and then the left hand will come right in front, kind of in front of your face. Tent the fingertips. Good. And then we're going to slowly start to bend your left knee. Lift the quad off the floor and start to roll onto the right hip. So the foot doesn't have to touch behind you. If it does want to, however, you can place it down. If this is too much in the shoulder, you can walk the right hand down toward the hip slightly. Turn the nose down toward the mat. And if you'd like, the left arm can reach up toward the sky. Turn the palm away and then take the left hand toward the low back. Give a little press with that left hand into the low back to hug the shoulder down, and take a few breaths here. If it gets to be too much, left hand can come down, roll back onto your belly. Take a deep breath here. And then slowly take the left arm back, hand toward the sky. Left hand comes down and very slowly start to roll back onto the belly. And then let's take the hands down by the hips, elbows flop out to the side, and just rest your head. Once again, you can rock the feet from side to side. And then remaining where you are, we'll take it to the other side. So now the left hand extends out, the left cheek rests on the mat, right hand comes right down in front of the face, bend your right knee. Walk the left fingertips out a little bit, make sure there's a lot of space for that shoulder. And then lift the right foot, and then come all the way over onto that left hip. Once again, if this is too much, you can also bend both knees here. Right foot can touch behind you. Try to get that knee to point up toward the sky. Turn the nose down toward the floor. And kind of reassess how that left shoulder is feeling. And if it's comfortable, that right arm can reach up toward the sky. Turn the palm away and take the back of the right hand toward the low back. Make sure there's that active press of the right hand so you can roll that right shoulder open. And we're going to take 3 breaths right here. So make sure the breath is nice and easy and flowing. It's a nice cue to kind of tune into your breath because it's a real good kind of gauge if you're relaxed or not. Then one more long deep breath here. And then we'll slowly take the right arm toward the sky, take the right hand toward the floor to slowly transition back and onto your belly. And once again, hands come down by your hips, palms facing up, elbows flop out to the side, rest your cheek, bend your knees, and take the legs from side to side. And so just notice how that little change in the shoulders, nice little stretch. Hopefully it felt good. We're going to extend the legs long, forehead comes to the mat, hands come under the shoulders. Curl your toes under just for a little stability, and we're going to press our way up. Good. And then once again, child's pose as you exhale. So we're going to take the hands toward the low back. We're going to, if you can, interlace your fingers, backs of the hands toward the low back, and just allow the elbows and shoulders to roll forward. If it's too much to take your hands and interlace them, just allow the backs of the hands to rest towards your feet. Just a little counter stretch here. Let the shoulders relax, roll forward. You might kind of circle out through the shoulders a bit. And then slowly begin to extend the hands forward and around your spine, coming up into that tabletop. So we're going to start to kind of make sure our hands are right underneath the shoulders, knees are under the hips. We're going to extend the left leg back. Going to press out through the heel, come forward to the toes, and then back toward the heel. We're going to extend the right arm forward, turn the palm away, and open up toward the right, and then sweep that right arm forward. Bring the gaze down, take the left foot up and off the floor. Make sure the toes are pointing straight down. Nice engagement of the belly, so hug those ribs, kind of in and up. Both shoulders away from the ears. We're going to inhale here. And as you exhale, elbow comes in toward the knee. Push into that left hand around your spine. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl in and under. Inhale, reach long. Good, curl in, curl under. This time, reach forward, hold here. You're going to turn the palm away, open right arm toward the sky, bend left knee, and either tap the foot or hold the foot from the outside edge. Or you can just keep that left foot on the floor extended with the right arm high. Kind of pulling on that foot, so you're going to push the foot into the hand. And then then slowly begin to look down, coming out of it, right arm forward. You're going to take the right hand down, drop the left toes toward the floor, the ball of the foot toward the floor. Right foot is going to kick out just like a kickstand a little bit, root into your right hand. Drop your left heel and slowly extend the left arm toward the sky. And so kind of send the hips forward, lengthen your tailbone, push the left foot into the floor. So the whole outer edge of the foot is pressing down. We're going to reach the left arm up and then turn that palm toward the front of the mat as you extend out and up. You should feel a long stretch through the left side. And if you can, kind of spiral the heart upward, look up. And then taking the left hand up, for a moment, just kind of look down at the floor. We're going to extend the left leg back, so lift the left foot up and off the floor. And if you can, challenge the balance to look up. And we're going to just bend that left knee, reach for the outside edge of the foot with the left hand, and just kind of look up toward the sky. So we're not kicking the heel away from the hip. We're kind of using this as a quad stretch. So send the hips forward, lengthen your tailbone. And then as you look down, extend, come back into that kind of kneeling half moon. And then take the left foot down toward the floor. Left hand comes down, both knees come down. Take a moment in child's pose just to lengthen the spine nice and long. And then shoulders can relax down, or you can make it a little more active. Pushing the hands into the floor will send the hips a little further back. And then we'll round our way up, coming back into that tabletop. Again, align yourself here. Take the right foot back, press out through the heel, forward to the toes. Nice stretch for the calf here, the sole of the foot. And then as you press that heel back, we're going to take the left hand forward, turn the palm away, and open up toward the left, big circle with that left arm. And then as you send that left hand forward, biceps alongside the ear, take the right foot up and off the floor. So you're really kind of engaging here. Drop right hip in line with the left, flex the right toes. First find your length on the inhale. And then as you exhale, round your spine, curl in, elbow comes to knee, and then reach, inhale. Good. 2 more, we're going to exhale, curl in. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, curl. This time here, good. Holding here, open spiral up with the left arm. Again, you can take the right foot to the floor and just hold here. You can also bend the knee and just kind of tap the foot, or you can grab the outside edge of the foot, pushing the foot into the hand. Roll the left shoulder open. Make sure the right hand is directly under the shoulder. Find a fixed and steady gaze. That'll help you balance here. And then as you look down, slowly come out of it. Left hand forward, right foot back. Good. And then the hand comes down, left foot comes to the floor. Take the left foot out to the side. We're going to open up toward the right this time. So drop your right foot or heel, open up, right arm toward the sky. So you kind of push that hip forward, left hip forward, kind of rolling the right thigh kind of outward. You're going to push down the way into the right foot, left arm open. Now turn the palm toward the back edge of your mat or in the front of your mat and open up, move right side body long. Big deep breath. And then take the right arm toward the sky, bring the gaze down for a moment just for balance. You're going to extend the right leg back. So lifting that right foot up and off the floor. And look up if you can. And start to bend that right leg. Grab for the outside edge of the foot. You're kind of reaching that right knee toward the back edge of your mat. Send the hips forward a little bit. Roll the right shoulder open. If you can, look up or just find a fixed and steady gaze. Belly draws in. And then we'll slowly begin to come out of it. Come back to that balanced half moon. Right foot down, look down, bring the right hand down, bring the right knee down. So this time, instead of a child's pose, we'll take downward facing dog. So we're gonna come back into your table just to start. Curl your toes under, and then walk your hands maybe a hand length forward. Good. Shift the weight forward over the wrists, and then lift the knees, and then come on back into down dog. So just start to pedal out your feet, side to side, let your head hang heavy. Just allow everything to kind of be loose and easy, especially the tops of the shoulders, the jaw, so separate your teeth, just really let the head go. And then we'll rise onto the toes. Bend your knees, push into the hands, send the belly towards your thighs. Bend the knees so much they might come about an inch from the mat. And then straighten the legs, high on the toes, and then allow the heels to settle down toward the floor. And one more time like that. We'll inhale, come to the toes, bend the knees, belly toward thighs, push into the hands, then lift the hips high, and send the heels low. And from here, we're going to extend the right leg back and up toward the sky. And exhale, knee comes in towards your nose, shift forward, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, reach back, reach up. Exhale, knee to chest, knee to nose. Inhale, reach back and up. As you exhale, knee to chest, step your right foot between your hands. Feet go hip width apart, right knee over the ankle. Lower the left knee to the floor, uncurl the toes, and then hands to that front knee as you slowly rise up into that low lunge. So you can take your left hand to your hip. Almost the palm of the hand might press that left hip forward just a little bit. Right hand presses into the right knee. So allow the heart to open, and then give a little curl to the tailbone, a little lift of the belly. It's almost like you're trying to squeeze the right heel in toward the left knee. So squeeze the two together. And then we're going to take both arms high. Grab a hold of that left wrist with the right hand and lean toward the right. And then both arms reach. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Right arm spirals open toward the sky. And then right hand comes down. Slide the hands back a little bit, and we're going to start to pitch back into a half split. So left knee is right under the hip as you start to fold forward. And as you get there, give yourself some space. Push into the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Drop your right hip back, flex your right toes, and then exhale, fold. And then one more inhale, lengthen. Take that front knee back over the ankle. Hands to the floor, curl your back toes under, lift that knee high, send it back into three-legged dog. This time, right toes open toward the right, lift the outer edge of the right foot as high as it can go, then bend the knee. Working in for a stretch for your right hip here, so push into the hands, driving the left heel toward the floor, and then slowly come back into center, downward facing dog, pedaling your feet. We'll take the weight forward into your high plank. So pausing here a couple of breaths, just working into a nice alignment. Hands underneath the shoulders, hands spread wide. Hug your shoulders back. Send your inner elbows in the same direction as your thumb and first finger, or a little more forward to kind of squeeze the shoulder blades down. Engage your thighs, curl your tailbone just a little bit towards your heels. Inhale. And then on the exhale, lower your knees. Elbows stay close to the body, chest and chin come down. Push forward, inhale, shoulders roll back, uncurl the toes. Pigeon or a Cobra Pose. Good, exhale, come on back down. Curl those toes, press up from your knees, and back into downward facing dog. Again, relax your shoulders, relax the head. And this time, left leg toward the sky. Big breath here. Exhale, shift forward, knee comes in toward the chest or toward the nose. Inhale, reach back, extend back. Exhale, shift forward. Inhale, reach back, reach up. Exhale, shift forward, planting that left foot between your hands. Once again, align the feet hip width apart. Left knee over the ankle, right knee comes down toward the floor. This time, slowly coming up to the side. Right hand to that right hip, press that hip forward. Left hand presses that left knee forward. Good. Here, inhale, reach up. Left hand grabs the right wrist, lean toward the left. One more breath here, in. And then extend arms toward the sky. And on the exhale, right hand comes down, spiraling the left arm up toward the sky. And then on the exhale, left hand comes down. Slide your hands back behind your left heel. Right hip comes back over the knee as you fold forward, half split. Here, inhale, lengthen. Drop your left hip. Kind of pull those left toes towards your shin. Shoulders roll back. Heart forward. Inhale, exhale, fold. And then on the next inhale, left knee comes over the ankle. Hands to the floor. Curl your back toes. Lift that knee. Come back into three-legged dog. Turn the left toes out, turn the whole left thigh out, lift the outer edge of that left leg and left foot as high as it can go, and then bend the knee. So just kind of notice the difference between either side. Try to square off the shoulders evenly, and then extend the leg back, square the hips, take the left foot down, pedaling your feet side to side, and then coming forward into high plank. We're going to take side plank, so we're going to lower our heels toward the right. And if you already noticed this right shoulder doesn't love that, bring your right knee down and kind of take a similar variation as we did earlier. Otherwise, roll to the outer edge of the right foot, feet stacked one on top of the other, or you can kind of stagger the feet. That's up to you, but lift the hips. Hug the right shoulder onto your back, left arm high. If you can, look up toward the left hand and breathe. For 3, for 2, if you want, top arm can extend, and 1, look down, come back into your full plank, taking a high low push-up if you'd like, or knees, chest, chin, inhale, upward facing dog or the cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. And let's lower onto the knees, exhale, press back, take a child's pose, hands can come back towards your heels. Make fists with both hands and just take a couple circles out through the wrists. Allow the kind of biceps to roll onto the thighs. Allow the elbows to relax forward. And then hands reach forward, rounding up into your table. Downward facing dog as you exhale. And this time roll the weight forward into your high plank. Side plank on the left side. So we're going to lower the heels toward the left. Weight is in the left hand. Really align that yourself so the wrist is right under the shoulder. Flexing the feet, lift the hips, right arm high. Find that breath. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Find the variation with the arm. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Exhale as you look down. Coming back into center. Finding a flow. You can shift forward, lower chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin. Inhale as you open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. So from here, we're going to walk our hands back toward our feet. Take our feet nice and wide apart, toes turned out. Hold opposite elbows in ragdoll. Head shakes yes and no. Roll the shoulders around. And then let the hands drape down and forward. Bend the knees deeply and slowly begin to round your way up to a standing position. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale and exhale. And shake the arms out. It's very humid today. I don't know. I'm a little breathy, so if it's the same for you, just take your breaks where you need to. And so we're going to bring our toes and heels together. Let's start with your hands on your waist for a moment. Roll your shoulders back and down. And then with the arms reaching high, we're going to send the hips back and come into chair pose. So lift the toes. You should be able to see your toes past your knees. Shoulders relax down. Curl the tailbone a little bit, sink a little bit deeper into the legs. Good. And then the arms will come out into a T. We're going to take the right arm over the left. Hold opposite shoulders. Or you can take eagle pose with the arms, so the left fingertips are toward the right palm, thumbs turned in towards your nose. Shoulders down, elbows lift high. We're going to bring the weight into the right foot. Come to the ball of the left foot. Find a fixed and steady gaze. That's the most important thing. Lift the left foot high. Cross as high as you can up on that right thigh. Squeeze that left heel back, staying here, or wrapping the left foot behind the right. So we make sure the weight's in the right heel. We sink low into the legs, but continue to reach the hands high. Inhale and exhale. Keep the legs as they are. Slowly extend the arms up high, and then bring them behind the low back, stretching open through the heart. Now slowly begin to lift that left knee, and then with a fixed and steady gaze, come into warrior 3. You can keep the bind with the hands, or you can bring the hands down toward the floor. Hands stay at the low back, left toes pointed toward the floor. 1 more breath. Bend the right knee, reach the left leg way back, bring the toes to the floor, and come up into high crescent lunge. slowly release the arms. Inhale, reach up, and sink low. So right knee stays over the ankle. We're pressing the left heel way back. And then drawing the hands to your heart. We're going to bring the left elbow across the right knee. You can also bring the left hand to the floor. So as your elbow comes down, hands come together, heart lifts up toward the thumbs, squeeze the shoulder blades down, press the left heel back. One more deep breath. And then with the gaze down, we're going to lower the left knee toward the floor. And just pause. Notice the difference here of your right hip back. And then slowly bring the gaze forward, hands reaching up. And then the hands come down inside the right foot. You're going to walk your right toes out to the side. Hands are underneath the shoulders. So you want as much space between the hands as the shoulders are spaced. So turning the right toes out to the side. Just start to kind of drop the knee out to the side. So you're going to lift the sole of the foot, roll to the outside edge of the right foot. And inhale here. Maybe wait into the left hand. Press the right knee way out to the side. You can also come down onto the forearm. And as you press the knee open, you're going to roll the shoulders back. Curl the left toes under here. Make sure the kneecap feels comfortable. If you'd like, you can bend the left knee, reach right hand around, and grab for the outer edge of the foot. This is a little bit advanced and a little bit more flexible, so if you want to stay here or even come into lizard pose, we're going to take about 5 more breaths in this posture. So find a position that you can breathe in for 5 breaths. And just because you come out of something doesn't mean it's negative, it means you're taking care of your body. So just continue to do that, and you're good. And squeezing those shoulder bellies, lift the heart. Find one more nice, long, clear breath. And always want to come out of something very slowly, so take the left foot back to the floor, right hand can come and help that right knee in. Come back onto your hands. Hands frame the front foot, bring them to either side. Curl your left toes, lift that knee. Stepping back into downward facing dog. Oh, right hip feeling a little different than the, left hip feeling a little different than the right. And then we're going to rise to the toes, bend the knees, step or hop the feet up between your hands. Lift and lengthen, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up tall. Exhale, palms touch heart center. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, heart lifts halfway. Fold forward, exhale. Rise tall, deep breath in. Exhale, palms touch. One more time, just like that. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, deep breath. Fold. Inhale to rise tall. And then on the exhale, palms touch heart center. Take a deep breath here. And look down at your feet. Line your feet up side by side. And we'll take the arms high. Return to chair pose. Exhale. So again, the weight is in those heels. Lift the toes. Curl the tailbone. Heart is open. You can always leave your hands at your heart if it's too much for the shoulders here. But sink low. Arms open to a T. This time the left is on the top. So grab your shoulders with the left arm on the top. And staying here, or you can interlace and bind into eagle. This time your right fingertips towards your left palm, thumbs towards your nose. Sink low, shoulders low, fingertips high. This time weight comes into the left foot. Sorry, weight comes into the left foot. Good. We're going to sink low. So you're on the ball of the right foot. Weight's in the left foot. Lift the right knee, bring it up and over. You can always tap the toes down, or you can hug the heel back, or you can wrap the right foot behind the left calf. What you don't want to do is allow the knees to settle off toward the left. You want the knees drawing straight forward. Sink low. Keep the knees as they are. Start to unwind the arms. Arms open wide, and then hands toward the low back. Maybe the hands interlace in the unfamiliar way. Open the heart. Now go ahead and bring the weight into that left foot. Lift the knee. It's really important to soften the left knee. And as you start to come forward, bring the gaze down toward the floor. Kick the right heel back, find a warrior three. And dropping right hip in line with the left, right toes pointing straight down. Ooh. Start to soften the left knee, reach your right foot way back, come to the ball of the foot, crescent lunge, slowly release the arms, find a deep breath. Inhale, exhale, sink lower. Remembering what we did earlier, we want to hug the right toes toward the left heel, so squeeze that in. And then with the hands to the heart, we're going to find that twist. Right elbow across your left knee. This is why it's important to keep your feet hip width as well. So palms touch, lift the heart up toward the thumbs, because if the legs are lined up or the feet are lined up, you're going to start to fall over. So a nice wide base is always good. Squeeze the shoulder blades onto your back. And then with the gaze down, start to lower the right knee down. Staying here in the twist, flatten that right foot. Open up. And then with the gaze down, you're going to start to come out of the twist, give a little lift. And then the hands come down inside the left foot. So walking the left foot out to the side will create space for the hands, the shoulders. And this is a great place to stay right here for those 5 or 6 breaths. Otherwise, left toes point out, and you can roll to the outer edge of that left foot. So postures are always kind of buildable and stackable. If you want to stay with the foundation of a posture, you're still getting a lot of the benefits as if something looks a certain way. So think more about what it feels like in your body. You can close your eyes to kind of assess that. You can also come to that right forearm. So either the hand or the elbow is directly under the shoulder at all times. Left hand can kind of help that hip out to the side. And after a bike ride, this was like the best posture. It gets a lot in the hip flexor, the quad, the hip, even the shoulder. If you're reaching around for that foot, you find a nice shoulder opener. Again, assess the breath. Does it feel long, smooth, relaxing? Does it help the stretch? You want all those things to kind of be on your mind. So always focus in on the breath. Take another inhale. And then we're going to slowly come out of it. Left hand can help that knee into center. Come back onto the hands. Root into the hands as the hands frame that front foot. Lift the back knee and step it back into down dog. And pedal back and forth. And then slowly bending the knees, walk the hands back toward the feet. Once more in ragdoll. Rock side to side. And then slowly round your way up. And roll the shoulders back. And take another inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Fold. And then rise all the way up. And exhale, palms touch right center. So we'll take a hip opening standing balance. You can take one of two things. You can start by bringing the weight into your left foot. The right knee comes out to the side. So you can take tree pose. The foot can stay on the floor. You can take it to the inner calf. Just take it either above or below the left knee with that right foot. So if it comes above, you can stay here. Stay here with the breath. The other option is to take figure 4. So the outer edge of that right ankle comes right above the knee. Make sure you're not squishing that kneecap down. And you can send the hips way back, hands to your heart, and find a nice hip opener here. It depends on what your body needs this morning. I'm going to take this one. Make sure the thumbs are lifting the heart, shoulders draw back, foot is flexed if you're in figure 4, right foot. Find a fixed and steady gaze point, one more breath. And slowly come out of it, same way you went in. Knee comes up and forward either way, and then bring the foot down. Okay. Let's take the hands down toward the knees, feet together. Just take a couple circles with the knees to kind of stretch out the ankle. And then coming back into center. Weight comes into the right foot for either standing figure 4 balance or tree pose. Remembering to keep that left foot off of that right knee joint. So I'll take tree pose on this side. Hands can come to the heart. First thing, before you lift the arms, find a steady gaze point for balance. Arms can reach up. And if you're reaching for something, just allow the shoulders to relax. See if the breath can come down into the belly. See if you can inflate the belly with breath. Exhale. One more inhale. And And then we'll slowly bring hands to your heart, knee forward, and then set the feet down. Inhale, lift up, come to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale to flat back. And exhale as you bend your knees. Step back right, then left into downward facing dog. So my right leg will extend back and up. We're going to exhale, bring it across toward the left elbow. Crunch it in. Inhale, reach back and up. And exhale, right knee toward your right elbow. Good. So listen carefully here. Bring your right knee down, bring the left knee down. And your right knee is just going to come way out to the side as you come all the way down onto your belly. So it kind of looks like Sphinx Pose on your belly, almost like tree pose with the legs, but your heel is kicked out to the side. So we're simply just going to lay on our belly just for a moment with the right knee out to the side. Stack your hands under your forehead. Try to press your right inner thigh down toward the floor. So this isn't really an active posture. This is more just a kind of release for your lower back and hip. And then as you come onto your forearms, you're going to kind of scooch over toward the right side of your mat a little bit. We're going to be rolling onto our backs. Good. So just take a couple of seconds here just to find that Sphinx pose. Left hand is going to thread under the right, rest the shoulder down. Your left hand is going to kind of come to the right thigh. Sweep your right arm up toward the ceiling. That left knee is going to slide a little bit. You're in spinal twist on your back. So if you lost me there, or if I lost you there, come onto your back into spinal twist with your right knee across the body toward the left. Open the right arm and let the gaze fall off toward the right side. Deep breath in and exhale. So we're going to come back the same way we went in. Right hand up toward the sky. Place it to the floor. Let that right knee slide off to the side. Back into Sphinx pose. You're going to come down onto your belly. Slide your right leg way back. Lining up the toes toward the back edge of the mat. Curl the toes under from your knees. Press up. Good. And then back into downward dog. So we're going to work that same leg. We're going to take the right leg back and up. Bring the right knee toward the right elbow. Lower it to the wrist and settle the shin down on the floor. We're going to move into Pigeon. So if you already know Pigeon isn't for you, come onto your back into figure 4. And we're going to start to wiggle that left foot back so we can come onto the left thigh. And so we kind of want to bring the right knee a little wider than your right wrist. It doesn't matter how far forward these right toes go. We always want to try to get that foot parallel, but it's not really the agenda. The agenda is the hips being square. Take an inhale here and then walk your hands way out in front. Come to the elbows and take a good 5, 6, 7 breaths here in Pigeon. Relax the head toward the floor or stack your fists one on top of the other. Just find your space to breathe. You can also curl the toes of the right foot toward the mat for a little bit of a grip, kind of protecting the knee just a little bit. So you want to imagine you're squeezing the right hip back a little bit, hugging the left hip forward. So both, sides of the spine, all the way down from, top of the neck down toward your tailbone. Kind of try to find evenness on both sides. So a lot of times in Pigeon, we kind of feel like we're curling up into that right low back. So see if you can lengthen a little bit here. Good. And then we'll slowly begin to come onto the elbows, come onto the hands. And as we lean into the hands, if you're on your back, kind of come around, we're going to come back into down dog. Curl your toes under, lift yourself up, back into down dog. You can pedal your feet here if you want to take some circles with the right leg, three-legged dog, whatever feels good to you. Just kind of even out right side and left. So we're going to come into that sequence a little bit backwards. And so we're going to come up with the left leg, bring it up high. And as you exhale, bring the left knee toward the left elbow. We're going to lower it down to the wrist. And then we're going to move into Pigeon on this side. So first of all, left knee a little bit wider than the left wrist. Wiggle the right foot back. The right hip might be somewhere around the left heel. Make sure the thigh is kind of touching down though. You don't want to be open to the side. If it's hard for you to get back with even hips, just lean to the left hip. You can bend the knee, and you can also come into like a little more of an open Pigeon, or come into figure 4 with the left leg on top. First here, notice the difference between your sides. Walk your hands way out in front, and then find pigeon on this side. Sensation's always going to be different from one side to the other. You're just going to breathe through it. It's really important not to have judgment on your body in yoga. It's a hard thing to do, to stay present and not worry about how something is looking or feeling, you know, if something's difficult or if it's easy. So whatever it is, just try not to attach yourself to that and just move your body safely, being kind with yourself and what that self-talk is. So left hip hugging back, right hip hugging forward. Find the spine. So in your mind's eye, go from the top of the spine, the top of the back, middle back, lower back, tailbone, and try to make that transition smooth from right side to left side. Take another breath here. And then we're going to come on up onto the forearms. So again, we're going to come out into this sequence a little bit differently. If you've been on your back, we're going to go ahead and come, you can come into table if you're on your back. Otherwise, you're going to lean into your hands, curl your toes under. Go ahead and walk your right knee a little closer in so you can kind of come up. And we're going to open up now, knee out to the side, and come down onto your belly. So again, if I lost you there, come onto your belly with the left knee just out to the side, rest on your forearms, or stack your hands now underneath your forehead, and just take a moment to feel that hip kind of opening out into the opposite direction here. And then we're going to come up to the forearms, and this time we're going to scooch our bodies over toward the left side, so that when we kind of take that right arm and thread it underneath, we're going to roll to the shoulder. And we're going to open the left arm toward the sky. Right hand will kind of capture that left knee as you roll onto your back in spinal twist. And you can kind of work to bring that right shoulder over a little bit. Shoulder blade moves over toward the right. Right hand will kind of help your left knee. Open up the left arm. See if you can take a little of the attention around, away from the low body. So take the attention away from the low body. Bring it into the chest. So see if you can expand more fully across your chest. Reaching left arm, and then maybe bring the gaze looking toward the left side. So this time we're going to come all the way to the back. So bring the gaze up. Maybe you can bring that left arm kind of all the way up and over to come out of the twist a little bit. Help that left knee back up into center. Slide the right leg in. Bring both feet toward the floor so you can even out the spine. So go ahead and lift your hips. Settle yourself nice and evenly onto the back. Let's take a moment with your knees into your chest. Kind of rocking from side to side. And then let's bring the feet down toward the floor. Just give a little press into your thighs. A moment, curl your tailbone, and then settle the hips back down. See if you can reach down towards your heels. And go ahead and lift the head, lift the shoulders, reach toward the heels. If you can touch them, move your feet a little bit further forward. Bring the gaze up a little bit, relax your shoulders, lift the hands. And we're going to kind of tap the heels one at a time. So tap right heel and left. Right and left, right and left. Walk your heels forward a little more if you're easily touching. You can move a little faster. Good. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little lift, and then slowly curl back down. Bring your knees back in. Just let the head drop from side to side. Sometimes I notice like I get a little tense in the sides of my neck when I do that. You're going to open and close your mouth. And then we're going to go ahead and bring your left foot to the floor. Right leg extends high. Flex through the foot. Hands down by your side. Go ahead and extend your left leg. And we're just going to simply raise and lower the right leg. So simple leg lifts. Take a moment to bring your hand to your belly, curl your tailbone, see if you can press your low back toward the floor. Lower for 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the right toe. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4. Flex the foot lower. 3, 2, 1. Point the toe. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and lift both feet toward the sky. Go ahead and bring the right foot to the floor. Right hand to your belly, curl the tailbone, extend your right leg, flex the left foot, And relax the hands, inhale, lower for 3, 2, 1. Point the toe, lift, 4, 3, 2, 1. The key is to slow the movement down. Lower, 3, 2, 1, and lift, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time on the left, lower, and lift. And now both feet up toward the sky. And we're going to flex the feet, arms reach up and overhead. We're going to exhale, lift, head, neck, and shoulders, reach toward the front of your mat. And we're going to lift the right hand toward the outer edge of the left foot. So just go ahead and reach. And now take the left hand, reach toward the right, reach, reach, reach. 12, 11, 10, 9, legs are active, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more lift. And lower all the way down. Keep the legs straight, hands down by your side, roll the shoulders back. Maybe you take your thumbs kind of underneath the hips a little bit, almost like you're sitting, or actually reaching your thumbs towards your tailbone. So it's like you're kind of bringing a little weight into the thumbs. Hug the shoulders back, flex both feet, inhale, press your low back, lower both legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the toes, lift, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try not to let those shoulders crunch forward. Lower. 3, 2, 1. Point the toes. Lift. 3, 2, 1. One more time. Lower. 3, 2, 1. Lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Let's let the knees go a little bit wider so you can circle each knee independently from one another. So just go ahead, kind of free form, rock side to side. And then left foot comes to the floor. We're going to extend the right leg up. Walk the hands up the back of the leg. Relax your shoulders. And then with that right foot flexed, extend your left leg long on the mat. Right fingertips, either grab the big toe with your right shoulder down, with your right hip down, both legs are straight, left arm out to the side. You can slowly bring the straight leg out to the right, or you can go ahead and bend your right knee right over the hip, reach the right hand to the inner thigh, and just open up the leg out to the side. It's kind of like what we did in our bellies, but upside down. We're just trying to look to open up the right inner thigh. Try to keep the left hip down, left low back down. Both arms open. You can here bring the gaze over toward the left. Keep the left leg active and strong, toes pointing toward the sky. And then as you bring the gaze up, right foot comes up toward the ceiling. Left hand now can either grab the outer edge of the foot with the left shoulder down, or you can bend the right knee and move into spinal twist. So as you grab the outer edge of that right foot, the foot comes all the way across to the other side. That right hip is going to lift up and off the floor. Right shoulder remains down. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, settle the upper back toward the floor. Just take a few deep breaths. Notice if you're pulling or gripping too hard anywhere. And then as you bring the gaze up, if the right leg is straight, it's nice to bring your right hand all the way up and over to come out of the twist a little bit first. And then come all the way up to center. Rebend that right knee, slide the left knee in, and rock side to side. So the right foot comes down to the floor, extend your left heel toward the sky, pull the leg in, relax your arms, relax the shoulders. Kind of hug your left sit bone down towards your right heel, press your low back, and then extend your right leg long. So remembering your options. Right first two fingers come in between your first and second toe. Give a grip to the toe. Make sure the left shoulder stays down. Right arm out to the side. And slowly begin to bring the left leg out to the side. Or again, bend the left knee over the hip. Hand comes to the inside of the knee, and you can just allow the knee to drop off to the side. And you don't even have to hold the leg there. If you feel like just kind of letting go, that's okay too. So a breath or two here, remembering that right hip stays down. You might take a hand to that hip. Relax both shoulders. And then as that left foot comes up to center, right hand can come to the outside edge of the foot. Left arm out to the side. and you can bring the leg all the way over, or remember you can come into spinal twist with your knee simply bent. So whether or not you're in spinal twist or this long-legged version, sometimes we pop that left hip up. So you want to kind of imagine, you can even take your left thumb and press that hip crease down toward the right foot. So you're really lengthening your left side waist. You're really hugging the inner thighs toward one another. Take another breath into the belly. And exhale. And again, that left hand can come all the way up and over, come out of the twist. Maybe the left knee bends, or you can bring it back and straight. Bend the left knee, bring the right knee in. And then bringing both feet toward the floor, hands reach toward the heels. We're going to curl the tailbone, kind of lift the toes a moment, settle the feet like you're making an imprint into the mat. Curl the tailbone, start to lift your hips. And then walking the shoulders underneath you. Make sure there's space in the back of the neck. Bring the gaze down toward the belly. You can kind of just watch the belly kind of rise and fall with the breath. If you want, you can interlace your fingers, rolling the shoulders a little more open. Release the pinkies and press the whole outer edge of the arms into the floor, all the way to the edges of the pinkies. Lift the hips high. Make sure the knees aren't splaying out. You're going to bring them straight forward. Inhale. And we'll slowly release the hands. Kind of come onto the toes. Give yourself a little more space. Curl the tailbone. Very slowly begin to roll down. I like to even lift my arms up and overhead as I do that. And as the hips come down, we're going to bring the knees in toward your chest. And then with your feet on the earth, reach the feet forward. Reach your hands back. Take a full, long, deep breath. Body stretch here. Grab a hold of that right wrist. Reach out through your right heel. Lengthen that right side body. And then other side. And then we're going to bring your elbows wide into goddess or cactus arms. Bring your feet nice and wide apart. Make fists with both hands and roll through your ankles and wrists a few times. And then let your toes turn out, like shake the legs out, allow all the muscles to relax. And then bring the hands down by your side, a little bit away from the body so the backs of the arms can rest, the hands can rest. Allow the fingertips to kind of curl in. Just allow the muscles to kind of drape their way off the bone. And a few long cleansing deep breaths here. Allow your body to simply let go of all effort. Let the eyes be heavy. Separate the teeth and allow the jaw to relax. On the next breath, see if you can take the breath all the way into the belly. Then feel the chest rise. Feel the breath as it leaves the body. On the next breath, notice as you breathe in the temperature of the air. It's cool, a little bit drier, and as you exhale, breath's a little warmer, a little more moist, the transition of the air as it leaves the body. And just take a moment to find something in your life that you're grateful for. Just bring it to your mind for a moment. And then allow your fingertips to start to wiggle, your toes begin to wiggle. Maybe a little rock of the head from side to side. You can slide one knee in and then the other and grab the knees into your chest. And slowly take the right arm overhead to roll to your right side. And set an intention for the rest of your day if you'd like. Something that you can carry out, this little bit of peace that you found here. Kind of keep that for the rest of the day. And take your top hand and press it to the floor. Allow your eyes to stay closed as you come up to a comfortable seat. So as you bring yourself up, your shoulders are over the hips. Roll your shoulders up by your ears. And exhale, draw them down. And then as your chin comes down toward the chest, just take a roll of the head from side to side. chin down toward the chest. We're going to bring the hands together at our heart center. Taking a moment to honor this practice. Even though we're far apart, the connection that we have from this community, just take a moment of gratitude for that. We still have one another even though we're not together. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.